So after an incredibly intense Game 7 and a truly wild series, I mean honestly, with how much of a ride this series was from day one, even though I picked the Oilers to win in 6, once they actually started playing, you just had a feeling that the only proper way for this to end was for it to go 7. It was an absolute battle right up to the end where the Canucks still found a way to make it interesting. McDavid even said in the postgame, "We know how to make it stressful." And both fan bases have shown some great respect towards each other, and rightfully so. The Canucks had a fantastic season. They started the year as a team that a lot of people picked to miss the playoffs, then they went on to win their division, and now we're 2 goals away from the Western Conference Final. And how about those fans, man, giving that team a long standing ovation after that? Connor Garland even said that it's hard not to get emotional. JT Miller too looked like he was on the verge of it. That was special. Well done, Canucks fans. On the Edmonton side of things though, I've seen a lot of people talk about Evan Bouchard, rightfully so, draisaitl and his fantastic playoffs so far, and the goaltending obviously has been a hot topic in Edmonton recently. But man, that Connor McDavid reaction to winning the series where he's like beyond pumped. Like, he's not really a guy who shows his nerves. He keeps things pretty stoic, even keel for the most part, with a few exceptions obviously. But in that moment, you could see so much tension and stress just like melt away. He wanted to win that one bad. And for him personally, like, he had a good series. He had a 4-point game and a 3-point game in a 7-game series. And he's got 21 points in 12 games. Like, he's still doing McDavid things. But for him personally, like, that was far from the best playoff series he's played. And there's been some stuff floating around that, oh, maybe he's injured. And honestly, I believe he is, but who isn't at this time of year? So that's why it was even more important for guys like Bouchard, Nugent Hopkins, Dylan Holloway, Cody Flipp, and Ceci, for those guys to step up. Because Connor and Leon certainly needed their help in this series. That's also a big part of why I think he was so fired up at the end of that game. It was such a team win, and I think he really appreciated that. Like, imagine if after he said cup or bust, and after this team was built to be a true Stanley Cup contender and go on a deep playoff run, you've got 2 of the best players in the world as well, and you lose in the second round for the second year in a row to a team that's on their 3rd string goalie and without one of their top scorers. Plus, that would mean that you've only ever been to the Western Conference Final once in the McDavid era and you got swept there. Things definitely would have been dicey and pretty tense in Edmonton if their offseason would have started today. The Oilers basically had to win this series for the legacy of this core, and honestly, probably even for its future. It's kind of funny because after winning round 1, McDavid was relieved, there's no doubt. You just won a playoff series, of course, but compare that to his reaction yesterday, it's night and day. Like, that was huge, not just for the team, but for the franchise. Now the next step begins. They're going to face the Stars in Dallas on Thursday. This team is going to be the toughest challenge yet for the Oilers. I've said it since the beginning of the playoffs. I think this is by far the most balanced team in the league, who, by the way, their amateur and pro scouting staffs went absolutely ham. On the pro side, bringing in guys like Matt Duchene, Joe Pavelski, Mason Marchment, and of course Chris Tanev. And through the draft, they also went crazy with Jake Ottinger, Jason Robertson, Wyatt Johnston, Logan Stankoven, Rupe Hintz. Like, it's insane. And because of those 2 things combined, they have one hell of a team here. Should be a ton of fun. It feels like something special is brewing in both cities, so hey, only one moves on, and it's to the Cup final, which makes the stakes so high, and it's going to make this so much damn fun to watch. Give me your thoughts in the comments. Who moves on, Oilers or Stars, and in how many games? Make sure you like and subscribe for more Oilers content, especially over the next couple weeks. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. You're awesome.